How many years was he frozen? 70?
70.
70. Cereal before a video is like traditional. What's cracking, everybody? You're here with me, King ETL, and I'm here with Jester for once because I actually brought her to work today.
No, you came to my house.
I brought you to work today.
I came to work in my pajamas.
Yeah. So, today's video is really important because Civil War is amazing. But I can't be talking about Civil War for the rest of my life. We're talking about Marvel in general. How she didn't know the order. Now, every Marvel movie should be gone in a certain order. You can watch it how it came out, or you can just watch it in this order that we just created, because that's what today's video is. The best way to watch the 13 Marvel movies that have just came out recently. Starting with movie number 1.
Captain America. Dude!
Captain America. We're just going on from here.
Okay, he's a small kid from Brooklyn. He has like 1,000 diseases, but he wants to join the army. Next thing you know, he's filling out these forms, lying about where he's from, just so he can fill out like 1,000 forms. The next thing you know, this German doctor's like, "Hey, let me take a look at you."
Hell,
then he's like, "I got you." So next thing you know, he's in the army and everything. They're trying to figure out which soldier they want to create into the super soldier. He's like, let's use him. He's like, no, that scrawny kid. Next thing you know, he has guts. They use him. Now he's all big, buff, super soldier.
Yeah, that's Captain America in general. Now, you might be wondering why Captain America, a movie that listed in 2011, is first on the list when the Marvel phases started in 2008. Well, I put it on this list because if you watch Captain America, the whole cinematic universe will start with a time period. You will get to meet Steve Rogers and some other people that make little to no difference, and the only people that you would need to know for the next movie is Nick Fury. Now, they aren't going to say Nick Fury's name in this scene or the post-credit scene. So the next movie on this list, you will go into wondering, who is Nick Fury and when can I know more about him? Bringing us to movie number 2.
Wait, no. Captain America went under the ice for 70 years, and then S.H.I.E.L.D. pulled him out.
Yeah, but still, they don't say who Nick Fury is.
They still just know he kind of died for a little bit.
Still see that when they watch the movie.
Okay.
Now, on to movie number 2. Now, the second movie is Iron Man 1. Not Iron Man 2, even though I just said second movie. It's Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1 came out in 2008. Now, you're still kind of wondering, why am I time swapping here? Because Iron Man 1 tells the story of Tony Stark.
Start.
Shut up. Shut up. I said Tony Hawk. Dang it. Iron Man 1 starts off with the origin story of Tony Stark. You know, the guy who was a billionaire, who was kidnapped, found out that most of his stuff were being used as weapons, all this other junk. He needed a suit, broke out, decided to become a hero, blah, 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 blah. I like the character. I like him for what he's worth. Now, the topic of why are we going from 2011 to 2008? Because at this point in the story, you meet Nick Fury again in the post-credit scene, and they still don't tell you he's Nick Fury. Now, if you're a Marvel fanboy, you automatically know he's Nick Fury. But no, this video is for, you know, people that are not super Marvel fans. So you will see him for a second time. You're left wondering, who is this person?
Who is this awesome black guy?
Yeah, I mean, of course it's Samuel L. Jackson, but why is Samuel L. Jackson in the movie, and what happened to his eye? Now, for the third movie, the movie that I don't want to talk about because it wasn't good, The Incredible Hulk. Now, you see, the Hulk movies aren't so good. Not our fault, not Marvel's fault. I blame whoever written and directed it. But it's important to watch The Incredible Hulk if you don't know who he is, and just tell us the story. Bruce Banner was trying to recreate with the super soldier serum, because ever since Captain America was frozen in the ice and he was lost to the world, everybody was like, we need to recreate a super soldier. This is important. Nobody can do it correctly. So he accidentally turned himself into a rage monster. Well, whenever he gets angry, he turns into this big green thing. He smashes stuff.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, Hulk always smash. And the movie had little to no really, it didn't really do much for the universe except establish who he is. The actor that played him gets replaced. So it's like, eh. And then their post-credit scene, it personally doesn't make sense to me that Tony Stark is explaining to General Monger that he's putting the Avengers together when it's not Tony's idea, but whatever, skipping that one. Moving into the fourth movie on this list, Iron Man 2.
Now, what you guys really need to know is not too much important stuff that happened in this movie. Basically, the stuff inside of Tony was starting to kill him. He's like, hey, bro, I gotta do something about this. So now he makes a new arc reactor that's good for his body and whatnot. And Black Widow and
Nick Fury. This is when they first get established, like, I am Nick Fury and all that other junk.
And I'm Black Widow and Natasha and all this stuff. Cool.
Oh, this introduces the new War Machine actor as well, because the first one got replaced. Now, on to the fifth movie in our list, Thor. Woo! I'm not a fan of Thor movies.
I am.
His movies are boring.
No, they're not. Okay.
We had to rewatch CinemaSins for his movies.
I remember it somewhere. It's been a while. Okay.
Go to Thor.
Thor, God of Thunder and son of Odin. Now, what's important? He was banished to Earth because he was getting a little too cocky, and he was like, "Oh, I'm mighty," and all this. Next
he was a dingus.
His dad's like, "Oh no, you need to calm down for a little bit." Next thing you know, he meets Jane and Dr. Eric Selvig.
He has my name, but he's not as cool as me.
It's okay though, because he invents things.
But you forget about him.
It's okay. Then Loki possesses Dr. Selvig, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this dude now." And he's like, "Make this, don't make that." Then Hawkeye is introduced in this movie, and Loki lies to Thor. He's like, "Oh, Pops is dead. Mom don't want you to come back. You gotta stay here now." And then, just 1 second. No.
She has to check her notes because we all forgot the Thor movie because it wasn't that good.
Okay, and then Loki sends the Destroyer to Earth to kill Thor and whatnot. And he sends... Wait, we already... Yeah.
Thor isn't that good. So,
yeah, that's just about it.
In conclusion, Thor goes home. Everything is just like it was. Now, big reveal here is one, Loki possessed that dude. And S.H.I.E.L.D. has had the Tesseract. Which is why I had you watch Captain America first, because you know what the Tesseract is, you know who had it originally, and now you know why S.H.I.E.L.D. has it currently.
And while Thor is on Earth, he is not worthy of wielding his hammer. He has to prove himself, and then it's like, boom, be good.
Yeah, because he proved himself really easily, because it's not like anyone else is going to pick up Thor's hammer. Because it has Thor in the name, which is why he's kind of a... Okay, let's move to the sixth movie, which is the Avengers, which was the greatest movie in the world until Civil War came out.
Yes.
Now, the Avengers, let me cover this one real quick. So basically, while Loki had control of that Eric scientist dude, he was doing stuff with the Tesseract because he made an agreement with the, say the name of the alien.
Oh, the Chitauri.
Yeah, I'll call him the Chick-fil-A. So, the
he also possessed Hawkeye.
Well, yeah, but that's later in the story. He used mind control on Hawkeye. Him and the whatevers.
Chitauri.
Yeah, we're gonna take over the world in return for the Tesseract thing, and everybody was like, okay, and Nick Fury was like, oh, this is bad. Call all the warriors! And they all showed up and they hated each other because it was like, your costume is too American, and Tony Stark was like, I'm too rich, and blah, blah, blah. And then they all got their butts kicked by Thor. Agent Coulson died, and they were like, oh, we gotta actually fight. So then they have a really cool fight scene. Here's something important. Tony Stark has a near-death experience while he's in space. Then he gets, like, brought back to Earth. Everything's good. And the post-credit scene is the most ridiculous since Guardians of the Galaxy. On to the seventh movie in this list. Iron Man 3. Now, Iron Man 3, just a quick note, starts phase 2 of Marvel's master plan to create the biggest cinematic universe ever. Tell us about Iron Man 3.
Tony got that PTSD from that near-death experience in
He's
the
a
Avengers.
Baby. He's a whiny baby.
Then later on in the movie, Pepper gets these awesome powers, but I mean, it's kind of dangerous and they could eventually kill her. But at the end of the movie, they find out how to, take it out of her and all that stuff.
Another weird thing in this movie, they fought 2 Iron Man villains who were like big-time villains, where I can't think of their names right now, but the dude who's supposed to be the Asian dude was actually fake. And then the dude who had a rival company was Stony. I'm just going to put the names here because I can't think of them at the moment. But they took care of them pretty easily. Which was like, oh, those are his top villains, really. Just like how they took care of Whiplash really easily in Iron Man 2. So I'm just like, oh, well. Iron Man destroys the suits. Oh, and also weird thing, he removes the arc reactor from his body.
Right.
He cures himself, whatever, and gets rid of it, which was like, oh, that's okay. Now, important things that this movie does. One, whoever the actor is that was playing Pepper, who I don't remember, who I'm just going to put right here, that was her last time in a Marvel movie because her contract was up and she never got signed back on. So from this point forward, whenever somebody says, "Hey Tony, where's Pepper?" We broke up. She's not here right now. Don't ask me this question. Yeah. So yeah, she's not gonna be in it for maybe ever. I don't know. They might sign her back on for Infinity War. Probably not. But and what was the thing? Oh. The post-credit scene for this shows off the new Hulk actor because his actor got replaced for the 3rd time.
But
so now
awesome.
it's Mark Ruffalo. Next movie on the list is Thor II, a movie I watched, completely forgot because I don't like Thor movies.
I like Thor. I love Thor. Okay.
You had to watch Cinema Sins to know what Thor 2 was.
No. Okay, I remember. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you the first fact though.
Tell it.
I remember that the Reality Stone was introduced in this movie.
Yeah.
Also known as the Ether.
Yeah, it's red, not like the comics. It's red.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It's red. And also, Old Infinity Gauntlet is like somewhere in the background. Odin's telling these stories and all that stuff. So you really gotta look for it.
Mm-hmm. It should be to the left.
And Loki is let out of jail by Thor to, help him, get everything back on track, all that stuff. Because all these dark elves and whatnot came and it's like, oh, let's destroy this right quick so we can get the ether and then make total darkness for the world again.
Loki faked his death in assumed position as Odin because he can use that not shapeshifter, but cloaking thing and pretend to be other people.
Yep. And at the end of this, in the post-credit scenes, the Reality Stone is given to the Collector.
Yes. Now, the next movie you would think would be Guardians of the Galaxy because how we're setting this up, but no. We're moving straight into Cap 2 after that. And I'll explain why we move straight into Cap 2 anyway. Now, Cap 2, my favorite Captain America movie. That's going in the video because I don't feel like editing. Okay. Cap 2, my favorite Captain America movie, was almost rated R because it was that epic. Now, it introduces Falcon, which is on her left.
My left.
He's on her left. Yeah, we had to get that joke in there. It introduces Falcon. It shows how S.H.I.E.L.D. was corrupt by Hydra, who never died.
It off one head and two shall take its place.
Hell Hydra. Nick Fury had to leave. Mm-hmm. He faked his death.
Most epic death fake ever.
And he finds out that the Winter Soldier is actually his best friend who he thought was dead, Bucky Barnes. Now, the reason why Cap 2 is here instead of Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe Guardians of the Galaxy takes place between Thor 2 and Captain America 2. Because in the post-credit scene of Thor 2, the room or the base or whatever you want to call it, for the Collector is the same base that you see in Part 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, knowing the Collector, he doesn't just have one base for his entire setup. But I feel that since this base here and this base here, those movies have to take place sometime in between. So before we talk about Guardians, we're moving into the next movie, Age of Ultron. There are no strings on him. Flip that in front of the camera.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Don't choke.
What we need to know about this one is that Bruce Banner and Tony Stark create Ultron because they want him to be a peacekeeping mechanism type thing. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, he all like, oh no, I don't like that idea. I want to kill everyone in order for there to be peace.
Yeah, because humans are flawed and they're gonna hurt each other anyway, so we might as well kill them.
And then when he, finally comes to life or whatever, he kills Jarvis because he's like, nah, you ain't gotta worry Stark about nothing. Then Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are introduced in this movie.
Quicksilver dies because Marvel lost the character to Fox when they didn't buy X-Men back. And X-Men was like, no, Quicksilver is the only cool part of our series. Give him back.
No. He died because the mom can't watch her kids, okay?
Disney was like, you can have that one, Fox, because you suck.
So, what else happened?
Vision was created.
Right, Vision was created.
And the Yellowstone, which is
the Mind Stone,
is put in Vision's forehead. An important thing to know that in this universe, which is different from Fox, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver get their powers from the Mind Stone, which is the post-credit scene in Cap 2, which is why Ultron takes place after Cap 2. Now, that's all the real important stuff. Oh, another important fact that I love. This movie is the movie I start liking Hawkeye because he has a family and he has kids, and I was like, oh, I like his life. Now we can talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah,
Fury also comes back in it.
Well, he comes back to save their asses.
Woo, Guardians!
Guardians of the Galaxy, my favorite Marvel movie of all time.
Awesome.
AKA the movie of old songs that you kids won't even understand. Basically stars Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, best name ever, who is this intergalactic treasure hunter guy, kind of like Indiana Jones. I say treasure hunter. And he has he gets into this thing where people want him dead because of whatever.
He also assaults tiny creatures.
Yeah.
Space creatures.
Anyway, a band of misfits get together because they all hate Thanos. And the reason why Thanos appears right here is because they want to give more detail to Thanos. Because at the end of Ultron, you get the cutscene where it's a guy. Yeah, you're going like, who the flip is this guy?
Smirking at me.
Here's Guardians to explain who he is and why he's there.
Yep. Also, let's see, who else is introduced? Ronan is introduced, but he's also killed.
The Nova Corps is introduced,
yes.
Which I think will create the superhero Nova, which is going to be right here. He's a cool guy, and I think he comes from there. I'm not really sure, but...
And the Purple Stone, which is the Power Stone, is also left in the Nova Corps' hands after they retrieve it.
So in conclusion, we know where 4 Power Stones are. The Tesseract is still on Thor's place.
Yep.
Vision has 1.
Yep.
Nova Corps has 1.
Yep.
And...
The Collector.
The Collector has the other one.
Also, Groot dies for a little bit.
He comes back as a baby.
He comes back as a little cute little tiny houseplant.
And he dances.
Samuel L. Jackson
is the best.
Oh, and we find out that Quill isn't 100% human.
Yeah, because his dad is a guy who's really cool, I think. He's either really cool or really shitty. I honestly don't remember. I honestly don't remember. So next, since we're continuing this great line of Marvel movies, Atman. Why is Atman under almost everything? Because his movie, as much as I love it, has nothing to do with the universe besides the post-credit scene. Like, in the comic books, Atman, one of the Atmen, is the one that actually creates Ultron. But here, you have to do that when we explain Atman. Here, he doesn't create Ultron. So you're asking, what is his movie even about? This dude's a thief who has the power to shrink the ants, but when he shrinks, increases his strength and everything. It's really good, really funny.
Yeah.
And the only thing that is really important is the post-credit scene of Falcon and Cap finding a trapped Bucky, questioning him, do you know who I am? He was like, yeah, I know who you are. And he was like, we need some help with this. Now, another thing that's about this movie that's important.
That was actually a little scene from Civil War too.
Yeah, it was, which is weird. A thing that is important in Atman beats the crap out of Falcon. I don't care what none of y'all say.
He did.
And that kind of establishes why he's in Civil War, which is the movie we're talking about now. See, that bell just meant Civil War time.
Meant the laptop went to sleep.
No, that's Civil War though. Now, Civil
Black
War.
Panther introduced in this movie. Very awesome character.
Had the best monologues. Then you have Spider-Man introduced because you know what? F Sony, they got the character back. Let's go. Web Warriors. Then Team Cap and Team Iron Man, which I was always Team Cap as you saw from my other video.
Same here. Team
Because
Cap.
Iron Man was being a little daddy's boy and crying a lot. But here's where it gets important. You don't want to spoil the fight and everything. But at the end of this movie, everyone who's on Cap's team, who we're not going to name, technically enemies of the state, And Captain
Sad to
America
say,
is no longer Captain America.
very sad.
He is just Steve Rogers right now.
He's still Captain America to me, though.
He's not Captain
It's
America.
okay. I said to me.
He's not Captain
In my
America.
heart, and maybe some of their hearts too.
Yeah, but he's not though. He's
It's
just
okay.
Steve Rogers right
It's
now.
okay.
He doesn't even have a shield anymore.
It's okay. Bucky loses his arm, by the way.
Yeah, and he's frozen, and they're all currently living in Wakanda. Well, I don't know where everybody else is living.
Yeah.
I know Cap, Bucky, and Falcon are living in Wakanda right now.
Oh, and Peggy dies.
Yeah, well, no, she wasn't that important.
Hey, that could have been his thing, you know.
She was 70-something.
They were the same age. If he wouldn't have been frozen,
He had
they
the
could've-
body
they
of
could've
like a
had his-
20-year-old. There was no way he was doing anything to a 70-year-old's
No,
body.
I'm saying if he wouldn't have went under ice.
Yeah,
they
but he
could've
did.
had
That would have
his-
been disgusting if he
They
did.
would have, but I'm saying
She had Alzheimer's too. She wouldn't even remember it. Oh God, that's disgusting to think about. What's wrong with you?
I'm saying no, not when he came out of the ice. I'm saying if he never went into the ice.
Let's
If he would've never
let's
went
just
into
wrap this video up.
Okay.
So in conclusion, if you're a noob to the Marvel world like she was, and you need a proper order list,
I was brought up on it. I just didn't know all the backstory stuff. He taught me most of everything I know.
So if you want a good order to watch these movies in, because you either bootlegged them like some of us do, or you actually have them. Don't wrap me out to the police. What if a cop was watching this? Then what? I ain't going to jail for this. In conclusion, the order: Captain America 1, Iron Man 1, Hulk 1, Iron Man 2, Thor 1, Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Cap 2, Ultron, Guardians, Atman, Civil War. That's all the movies so far. And this is just video 1 of our 3-part Marvel special.